This is about civil services examinations. Civil services exam is a journey. A journey requires destination and a path. Whatever be the terrain, you will have a lot of mountains on this path. You will have vast stretches of desert and impenetrable jungles. But if you know the path and if you follow that path, you will be able to reach your destination. Sometimes on this path, you might have difficulty carrying on because you don't have light. You can't see which way the path is. Fortunately for us today, we have both path and the light in form of Mrs. Subramanian and Miss Anjali Birla. Please help me welcome Shubhra ma'am and Miss Anjali Birla on the stage. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
So good morning, all of you, and a very warm welcome to Anjali. And I thank Anjali on behalf of all the students that you could get some time for our students. And once again, my heartiest congratulations to you. And Anjali, like I think if I'll say that what plays the biggest role in the success of any person, I think his value system and the value system that we get from our parents. And I think Anjali, when like now we all know about her background, but she has always been never acted like she always has been a very down to earth, simple, and I think please extend my congratulations to your parents also who have given such a good value system to you, Anjali. And again, clearing prelims exam, clearing civil services exam in the first attempt is certainly not a joke. But fortunately, we have some students who have made this extremely difficult task appearing not so difficult. So we are very fortunate. We will ask like that Anjali can also share her experience about her strategy, what all should be done by the students when this exam. Normally it is very natural that many a times we get anxious, we keep on questioning our ability whether we will clear this exam or not. So Anjali, what is the key to success, how you could manage this challenge, and that too at such a young age, and in first attempt. So I'll ask Anjali to share your views with the students, then we will address some of their queries.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me. And I would like to thank you for all. Thank you for all the wishes. But I was a regular student at Shubhra Ranjan Institute for the optional subjects, and I took mains test series also. So I've personally idolized ma'am because as a student we always idolized our teachers, and you were an inspiration to me all along that you had such good grip on political science and international relations. I did my graduation in political science, but I always say if someone taught me political science, it's Shubhra ma'am. So,
Thank you.
Coming to the exam, I started preparing for civils after my graduation. So I took 1 year full dedicatedly given to the exam, and I would suggest the same to the first timers. We usually rush into the exam. We usually rush that we should give our attempt. I was also advised by many that I should give my first attempt just after my college so that I get an idea of exam. But you can get an idea of exam by looking at past year papers. Don't waste your attempts. And even when you go half-heartedly into the exam, at any stage of the exam, you feel very underconfident. And in every stage of the exam, you should feel very confident, very satisfied with your preparation, because there are chances that you would not make through, there are chances that you do make through, but if you are confident in yourself, then that panicky situation, at least you can cross that panicky situation. So I started after graduation, and I took that 1 year. I divided my 1 year into. I joined Shubhra Ranjan Institute in June itself, and so the coaching the optional subject class ended in November. I did not join any other coaching, and because ma'am had put a decent enough time so that we could come back home at 11 o'clock, so I could devote most of my time to self study, which is very important. I felt, because most of the time we are running from coaching to coaching, like how it's pillar to post. So that gives very little time for us to actually devote to self studying. So I divided my year very strategically, that I should at least complete my prelims course 2 times before December, and 5 times before actually sitting for the mains exam, for the prelims exam. Then I decided that I should be completing optional subject at least 2 times before December, so that from January I can devote it completely to prelims. Uh, that given that because ma'am gives a comprehensive coverage of the course, so I could just re-revise the ma'am's notes, and because of which I could complete optional by December, and so in time. And I did prelims 2 times course before December. It means a static portion. So I from January itself I could attempt as many mocks as possible. So I almost did 100 test of prelims. So every next day I would be doing a test, and then I would reevaluate myself. I would do it at home only, and now it depends on student to student. I felt that going to an institute wastes a lot of your time, and you have to give in a lot of your time to your self study and to your preparation. So I did it at home, and I did almost 100 tests, and I think that helped me a lot, because it actually questions how much can you retain. And prelims is a very factual game. You have to memorize a lot in prelims, and so giving tests does help, and reading their solutions, giving adequate time to reading their solutions and marking yourself, so that you also come to know how many questions should you attempt in prelims, and what would be your strategy. There are many people and toppers who say कि इतने करने ही करने हैं, but if you're 100% clueless about a question, I took the way of not answering it, because there are negative markings, and prelims is very competitive, and it's very difficult as well. So you cannot take your chance. You should at least be 50% in doubt to attempt a question. So that was my prelim strategy, and I think some people can take inputs from it to give as many tests. For mains, you only get 2.5 months for mains to occur, and in your for the exams are there. So you cannot completely change your writing style, and that's important for every 3 stage. You cannot change yourself for the exam. If you are only having 1 and 1.5 year, you should know your strength and play by your strength. That has been my core. That's because many people advise you while mains also, and while prelims and while interview also, that just change your personality, change your writing style, but that's not possible. And I remember Shubhra ma'am also used to say, whatever you are comfortable with, you should do that, because that's very important. Because at the end of the day, in that heat of the moment, in that pressure, your own personality would come out. So no matter how much you try to conceal, even while writing mains, I remember in ethics, there was so much pressure, because GS3 was a difficult paper in 2019. So I was in a very bad mood when I appeared for GS4. So naturally, in all the questions of GS, my feminism side came out. So that's there. Your true self would come out. So don't try to evade it. Know yourself and know your strength. So in mains, do not try to change your writing style just because somebody says that drawing diagrams is very important, or drawing maps is very important, or drawing flowcharts is very important. Yes, it makes your paper attractive. So try to incorporate it as much as you can easily. But I realized it early on that I am not good at drawing diagrams and all. So in the main paper also, I drew a column, but I could never draw a diagram in it. So so don't let it so much into your head that if you're not drawing a diagram, or anything, if it goes against your law of yourself, so don't go so much into it. So 2.5, but writing practice is very important again. Means I took test series at MAMS Institute, and they are very good. And writing them within 3 hours is also equally important. I've seen many people, many aspirants who take the test but take 6 hours to complete it and do it at their own leisure, always thinking that we should make the answer more beautiful, what all we can include in it. But it is important that you do it within 3 hours, because in the exam paper you do not have 4 hours or any extra hour. And that's when you actually realize that how much you can retain, how much you can actually produce, and that is how much you have to study. So you cannot study everything, you cannot study those big books, and because re-revision is also very important. You may study everything but you will forget it. So writing test series does help a lot, and writing them in time. And in fact, I would say that if you can do same to same how mains happen, especially for first attempters. So I did same to same, like GS1 9 to 12 and 2 to 5 GS2, GS3 the next day. In that same way, when you do it, you actually come to know कि आपके notes कितने concise बनने चाहिए, क्योंकि उन 2 घंटे में you will have to revise, so that your mind gets shifted from GS1 to GS2. So that helped me a lot, and that helped me before even taking mains. I was prepared that okay, this all can happen in the exam. This much of pressure I will have to take, and I will have to get used to it. And rest world history, etc., these are all sources, that these are all the add-on things that you have to do, and you have to incorporate it in your those 2.5 months. I did not do that before, but if you have time and luxury, you should complete all the subjects and topics of mains beforehand, before prelims only. That gives an added advantage. uh, I did not do any note making for prelims, but I would surely should suggest note making for mains, because it's very important to have your own notes. And I remember that ma'am was very clear that her topic may at least 4 pages ka matter hona chahiye. And that I realized after clearing prelims, that it's so important to have at least 4 to 5 pages matter on every topic of the main syllabus, because main syllabus is very detailed. We should take benefit of that. And so I prepared notes on Evernote. So digitally making notes I was comfortable with it because it was easy to copy paste. And so that's about mains. You would never come to, I would not say that you have to come attempt all 20 questions, but do not leave 5 questions also. At least try to complete 9 questions. And if you are not able, if you're running short of time, that then just draw something, or just write few points to it, so that at least you've attempted questions, so you'll get 2 or 3 marks at least in those questions. Because you realize after the merit list is drawn, that on one mark also there are 10 candidates. So it is very competitive to get into the final list. I lost my name in the first list by only 8 marks. And this list also I got on 67th number, because I was 8 marks before. So there are people who are losing it by 1 mark, by 2 marks. So much of competition is there in every mark. Which these things also should be read, that when people have same marks in mains, then also their merit list is you are, somebody is above you, or somebody is below you. That's because your qualifying paper marks count, then that is Hindi English. This point usually is missed by aspirants. It was missed by me. I also took it very easily. But it's important that we take these factors into account, because at the end बहुत cut throat हो जाता है. फिर हर एक mark के लिए it's like you're fighting for every mark. For interview, I would say that again, I was fortunate. I got 2.5 months to prepare. My interview date was on March 20th, and Jan 14 the result came out for mains. So in that time duration, I got enough time to prepare. So I did revise my optional. I did current affairs of that time, and a little before, and I prepared my notes. I preempted 500 questions which can be asked regarding IR, pol science, and everything. So there was a question bank ready for me, and I did attend many mocks. I attended one at Shubharanjan Ma'am's Institute as well. So I attended almost 6 to 7 mocks, so that I get an idea of how it will play out in the actual interview. But regardless of that, interview you just get 30 minutes to showcase your personality, and you just get all just 10 seconds. Either you can recall an answer or you cannot recall an answer. So you have to you have to be very confident, and even if you don't know some answers, you can politely refuse. And they are very cordial and warm people. They are not trying to grill you. So you should take that in mind, and you should not think of themselves as someone who's so much above you, so much learned than you, so that you well, that otherwise you become panicky in yourself, because already the pressure of exam is there, that so much you've put in and it's at stake. So keep your calm and cool. I scored 176. I was a little disappointed, but that also depends on which board you get, and there are a lot of factors into play. But at least be satisfied with your preparation. So that's my take. Handing over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Very insightful views Anjali has given. And now on behalf of the students, because I interact the students and some common concerns I see. So on behalf of all the students, I think she made it a very good point that don't be in rush to give your attempt, because if you are not prepared, you are minimizing the chances of success. And once this UPSC exam is whole year, you will never get time to see where you are lacking. So prepare well first. That is very, very important. Some are exceptional people, but exception is not a rule. First prepare. I find students they are in hurry, they will not complete the classes properly. Don't do that. First understand the entire process, give your first attempt, get selected in first attempt. But it is essential that you are fully prepared, because your proper preparation gives you confidence. Now I will categorize the questions into two parts. First of all, in political science, the general queries of the students remain, that can we rely on ma'am's note completely, or do we have to study certain extra books or certain notes? So Anjali, you can give a frank opinion about it, because what we want that our students should produce results. So if they require to study something else, tell them. If they don't, then also please you just share your frank views.
So I saw paper one in actual mains exam, and I felt like this is so easy because it was completely from ma'am's notes. So for paper one, hands down to ma'am, she has actually prepared very comprehensive notes. You don't have to rely on anything else. And I also referred. I also had these same doubts. I also tried referring to Guaba and to other sources for political science. But at the end, I realized that it's all of this I cannot produce an exam, and it's about how many times I can re-revise, and so that I can actually write the quotes of the authors and philosophers and their exact ideology. So then I skipped that part of reading a whole book altogether. I completely relied on ma'am's notes for both the papers, paper one and paper two. If and Polity section is also very well covered. You obviously are reading current affairs as an aspirant. So whenever the polity questions are asked, try to connect them, make use of the current affairs that you have read, and try to connect ma'am's theories and with the current affairs. What dynamic which is going on, and then answer polity questions. So it is more insightful, and it gives the examiner the feeling that you can actually you put the theories and the dynamic portion together. So which ma'am also teaches, and if that's done, then at least it shows that you are standing something different from ma'am. I had the pertinent doubt while giving mains was that everybody is reading Shubhranjan ma'am's institute notes, then how will my answers will be any different from them? Because everybody is going to
Also
produce
a
this.
question again and again. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. But then I analyzed many people's answer writing at ma'am's institute only. And then I realized everybody takes on different on everything. So ma'am may teach A, but anybody would write B, C, D. So they have their different take. So even if everybody is reading the same notes, it's not that all of your answers would be same. So that gave me the confidence that it's okay. Everybody's interpretation of questions is also different. So their answers are also different, and you can always incorporate your current affairs part into writing answers, so that it becomes a little different. So you don't have to worry about paper one. For that, definitely ma'am's notes are more than enough. Revise them as much as you can so that you can use it in paper two also, some of the philosophies and theories. For paper two, the theory part is completely, it's very good. You don't have to again refer it anywhere for the IR theories and philosophies part. So IR theories, do it entirely from ma'am's notes. For IR dynamic part, because it's dynamic, it keeps on evolving. And there is always so much you can write. So I remember in paper two, there were 3 questions on Middle East. So then I felt like while answering, my structure and my answers are becoming repetitive. So I was also not satisfied with how much am I producing, because we read limited, because there's so many countries to cover, so many relations to cover. So we are reading limited part, and ma'ams also have a deadline to cover the course. So for IR part and for relations with countries, etc., you can refer. There are foreign magazines also, like Foreign Affairs is a good magazine, and there are Carvan, Diplomat. So for IR part, because it's so evolving in nature also, do refer to other sources as well, but keep ma'am sources as the base, because if everything falls apart, you at least have ma'am's notes to cover on, to rely on. And paper one, there is no need for any other source.
And then there is a general concern, like I feel students, like they're very worried about whether their answers should be in point wise or in paragraph wise. So I always tell, it all depends upon the nature of the question asked. You should not have any preconceived notion, because the type of the question asked itself will shape in which format you will be writing. And the only thing we should also be understanding, just writing points, you may not appear analytical, or so have a combination. In some question go for point wise, in some question go for paragraph. But it is also important, follow the question and do it very naturally. So what is your take, Anjali, on that? Because this is a repeated question. Should I write in point wise? Should I write in paragraph? Yes.
I share the same view, that do not go with so many inhibitions in mind that this has to be done, doesn't have to be done. Because I saw my friends who appeared for mains as well, they had this inhibition. So while attempting also, if they are if they started the question writing in paragraph wise, they'll again remember, no, I have to do point wise. So much of time is wasted, and you are always dissatisfied with the answer that you have written. Definitely every question has a different way of asking, and you can attempt it paragraph wise also. I was more comfortable in attempting it paragraph wise, so I attempted in paragraph wise. But there are some points which have to be written, like you can easily gauge according to the question. Like if somebody is saying economic, social, political aspects, if the question itself is asking in 3 parts, then it's obviously better to divide your answer in 3 parts and then give 1-2 points for each part. So if such a question is there, then you have to give it in points, and you have to structure the question according to the question asked. But there's a general format you can carry in mind, is that you'll have an introduction which will briefly address the question, and then you will have a main body part in which you will. This is very important, that you take down the most important points which you can remember at the first only, and then you underline them thoroughly, because in actual in actual exam hall, you don't have that much of time to fancy the answer. But a question aaya, matlab, I remember I did not even have the time to flip the pages to previous question, because I just have to keep attempting them and keep writing it and keep flipping it through forward only. So if a question is there, then do highlight the main points which you know, and so that that catches the examiner's eye. And it can then be in any way. If you're more comfortable as an engineer student in writing in points, might as well do that. If an art student is more comfortable in writing in paragraphs, might as well do that. But just underline the main points and main ideas which you are touching upon.
And now the third thing is normally like how many scholars we have to remember. So I tell, don't do anything unnecessarily, and understand why you should, because I get paradoxical questions. Some people think only this much scholars are enough. Some say I am unable to learn the name of the scholars. So how to balance this? Either they feel there are too many scholars to remember, or they feel they are too less and we should add more. So my view is what I always suggest, there is no need. Your answer should not be only scholars. You should write your own point. Plus, in theory, what we have seen that students write their view and they don't even mention the theories. So, for example, in international relations, what is your take? Like this troubles them a lot. How many scholars we have to quote? So, what you did, Anjali, in international relations section B paper, scholars issue.
So, taking help of scholars is important because it gives legitimacy to your answer. So, you see a question, and then if you feel like you are going to go pro it or against it, then if you can quote at least two scholars in your stance, then it gives legitimacy to your answer and more matter to write. Because in practical terms, right now we think हम कितने scholar लिखें कितनी उस समय we just have to rush and complete the paper. So, but you have to give some authenticity to your answer. You cannot just make baseless claims. You have to have that somebody else is also backing your stance. But then at the end, you should not have that this scholar said and that is why ये है. You should have कि because of all these things that I've stated above, ये चीज this stands true or whatever the theory is, this stands true. And you can use two conflicting scholars also so that it gives richness in your answer. And but yeah, at least two scholars per answer was my major theme. And whatever ma'am covers scholars, they are more than enough.
And there's
And
no need to waste time on searching the
yeah.
content. More to revise your content, understand and remember your content.
Yes.
Another question I repeatedly get, ma'am, what is the difference between GS2 and Indian government and politics? So Anjali, how about you? What difference you understood between GS2 and Indian government and politics? What is the common portion, whether it is IR or Indian government and politics, and approach of GS2? You want to share something?
GS2 overlaps with our in part paper 1 part B, which gives us an advantage because I remember there was an India US question which was a little difficult in GS2. But I could attempt it beautifully because of what we have learned. So we should take advantage of the fact that there is an overlapping between the two, but obviously you can't quote scholars and philosophers in your GS2 answers because that would make it too obvious that you are political science student. So try to maintain that difference. And Indian politics and like in Indian politics and government, we in our political science we rely on scholars, we rely on professors, philosophers only, Indian professors only for each and every point like caste and communalism, etc. And in GS2, you don't have to rely there. You have to give current affairs. You have to give more facts to substantiate your answer. But take benefit of the timeline that you are clear with because you have political science, and try to incorporate that. But beyond that, don't just quote ki Amartya Sen said that or ye sab, to otherwise it becomes too obvious that you're a PSIR.
Then again, one general question, how many newspapers, both Hindu and Indian Express, one is enough? So according to me, one is enough because we don't have enough time. So is there any need to read more than one paper?
Ma'am, actually, I read no newspaper before prelims. So for that 1 year, I didn't do any newspaper because people waste 2 to 3 hours in newspaper. So that much of, and then make notes of those newspapers. So that much of effort is not needed when there are so many coaching institutes who are taking out their monthly current affairs booklets, which is quite comprehensive, and you may not remember that much also if you're doing from newspaper. So I completely relied on Vision Monthly IAS booklet that comes for my newspaper reading, and which I felt that it gave me an advantage because I could revise it many times before actually sitting for the exam. So my current affairs, I was very thorough with current affairs because of the fact that I could revise current affairs so many times, and otherwise we waste so much time in newspaper. But in mains, I read 2 to 3 newspapers because, and that too only opinion and editorial side. So my opinion is that we should read newspapers. In that 1 year also, I should have read newspaper, but only the opinion and editorial side. Just reading that would give me matter, but I should keep in mind that I will write mains 1.5 years after. So what is important from the newspaper from that point of view? Then you should read. I think Indian Express or the Hindu, you can choose in either of them. Their editorials are fine, and it would help in note making. But during mains, because mains my perspective is asked, prelims is quite factual, so current affairs based, so you can easily cover it from any current affairs monthly magazine. It saves a lot of time. You can give it a lot of time. You can give to your static portion also. So that was my take on it.
And Anjali, there is a request that they want to hear something in Hindi also. There are some students who are completely from Hindi medium background, but there are a lot of students from South India also. But let us see sometimes we can combine. So now I'll prefer to give to the students if they can ask specific questions. So, or I'll read the questions on their behalf. Now there's one question. Ma'am, please guide on note making. How to make the notes, which type of notes?
So मैंने Evernote use करा था. It's a digital way of making notes. क्योंकि I realized कि note making by pen and paper consumes lot of your time. And then आपको पता नहीं है ना आपके notes आप कब आपको help करेंगे. Like you might be making notes in 2019, but actually you would be writing mains in 2021. तो ये हमें पता नहीं रहता. So I prefer digitally so that you can also copy paste and वो आप benefit use कर सकते हो उस चीज़ का. And I did not prepare notes for prelims because I realized that I can read and revise more from book itself, highlight it more rather than making complete notes of myself, in which invariably we are not very good at preempting the question paper. So we end up writing the whole book because sometimes so many facts are important. So prelims I avoided doing note making, but mains मैं बिल्कुल कहूँगी that बहुत important है note making. और आप GS 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसे इसमें आप अपना note divide करो, notebook divide करिए. GS1 में जो टॉपिक्स है जो एकदम ऐसे इंडियन हिस्ट्री टॉपिक है, अब आप वो स्पेक्ट्रम पढ़ ही रहे हैं ऑलरेडी, तो अब उसमें तो आप नोट्स बनाने की आपको जरूरत नहीं है. बट अगर आपको कुछ बहुत अच्छा लगता है, डिफरेंट टेक लगता है ऑन इंडियन हिस्ट्री, तो वो उसमें लिख दीजिए. बट बाकी जो डायनेमिक टॉपिक्स हैं जैसे कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया, या फिर ये हम because I remember there were a lot of questions on cultural aspect of India and how India is so diverse as a country. तो मेन थीम मतलब यही क्रॉस हो रही थी हर क्वेश्चन में. तो आप ऐसे टॉपिक पिक कर लीजिए जैसे डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ इंडिया, एंड उसमें आपके पास एटलीस्ट 4 to 5 पेजेस का कंटेंट होना चाहिए. आप उसमें फैक्ट्स यूज कर लीजिए कि हमारी कितनी लैंग्वेजेस हैं, कितना सब कुछ है, सो दैट आप वहाँ पे आंसर में लिख सकें. सिमिलरली फॉर GS2 आप इम्पोर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स की एक लिस्ट रखिए जो कि आप जस्ट एग्जाम रिवाइज कर पाए. इम्पॉर्टेंट बॉडीज, इम्पॉर्टेंट कमिटीज के रिकमेंडेशन, मेन रिकमेंडेशन जो आप कोट कर पाए GS2 में. सो ऑल ऑफ दिस. GS3 में भी एक डेटा बुक रखिए क्योंकि GS3 काफी डेटा ओरिएंटेड है. आप वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट पे डेटा उठा लिए, आप प्लास्टिक यूज पे उठा लिए. देयर सो मच डेटा. एंड जो इम्पोर्टेंट रिपोर्ट्स हैं, सपोजली वर्ल्ड बैंक, हमारे ग्रीन पीस के इंस्टीट्यूट की रिपोर्ट ने क्या कहा, ऑल ऑफ दीज इंपॉर्टेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन की रिपोर्ट्स इफ यू कैन रिमेम्बर, तो वो आप नोट मेकिंग करिए. इस कारण से इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, एक्सटर्नल सिक्योरिटी, इसमें मेन पॉइंट्स माओइज्म और ये लेफ्टिज्म जो हमारा लेफ्ट इन इंडिया है, उसके ऊपर आप 4-5 पेजेस का नोट्स बना लीजिए. साइबर सिक्योरिटी पे बना लीजिए. सो ऑल ऑफ ये नोट्स मेकिंग काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. एथिक्स में रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स लिखिए. So जो भी governance से related real life examples which you can quote in your GL in your case studies also and in your theory section also. And essay के लिए भी I did note making. काफी हेल्पफुल रहा. कोट्स लिखिए. आई स्कोर्ड 144 इन essay which is decent enough. So कोट्स था एंड आई कुड प्रीएम्प्ट काफी टॉपिक्स के essays कि भाई AI पे पूछ सकते हैं, इस पे पूछ सकते हैं, हेल्थ एजुकेशन, तो उसमें थोड़ा मैटर स्पीचेस लिख दो आप फॉर good people like Jawaharlal Nehru's speech on Tryst with Destiny. I quoted in my essay. So try to be as innovative as you can in essay. So I did note making for mains, and for interview, as I said earlier also, I preempted 500 questions almost which can be asked, and that was my preparation in note making.
This is two relevant questions. How you revised all the topics smartly before exam. This is first question. And second, your interview questions related, whether any PSIR related question was asked to you in interview, and how was your experience? Because now many have given mails, they must be waiting for interview also. So there was any question related to PSIR in your interview?
Yes, that was.
Foreign policy or which area?
So I was asked South China Sea and its dynamics. Who are the countries involved, and what are their claims and stakes, and what is the way ahead. So this was one of the question. Second question was on USSR. So quite different. Why did USSR disintegrate? And then it was followed by which all countries are present, which got disintegrated from USSR, and what are their political systems right now. So
women candidates, do they need to prepare something specifically of about women in India, government plans, programs, policies, anything you can tell them that they can start their preparation, those who are going for interview? Women candidates, do they focus specifically on these type of questions?
They did not ask me in the actual interview, but in mock sometimes teachers and there are also bureaucrats who come and mock, so they sometimes ask you, and you should be well versed because they expect that you would bring a woman's side to the table. So every aspect of yours should be well versed. In fact, अंजलि नाम कहाँ से originate हुआ, क्या originate हुआ, सब मतलब आप तो अपनी तरफ से full तैयारी के साथ जाएं. That was my take. So as many questions as you can dig up, and it's a very interesting process because at the end of the day you're preparing about yourself, you're knowing yourself more. So interview is quite interesting. So because if you're a woman, then you should know some women ideas and some women side of it also.
This your strategy to revise the syllabus, like how to quickly revise the syllabus?
So once you have done 2 to 3 times, you've revised. Prelims में तो I revised it from the book itself, to highlight करके उसके ऊपर chips बना के, and all of this I revised by doing that. Mains के लिए I made notes, and I made sure that I make notes in concise manner कि वो 2 घंटे में I can revise them, because that is very important. We should not miss those 2 hours. अगर जो आप आर्टिकल पढ़कर जाते हो वो 2 hours में, वही आप वहाँ पे बिल्कुल फ्रेश याद होता है ना, तो वही आप लिख पाते हो. तो आर्टिकल नंबर्स एंड इन सब के मैंने बहुत कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इंपॉर्टेंट कमिटीज की रिकमेंडेशंस GS2 के लिए, GS3 के लिए, तो इस तरीके से बनाने चाहिए नोट्स, एंड वो छोटे बनाने चाहिए, डेटा पॉइंट्स के बनाने चाहिए, एंड सिंपल वर्ड्स, की पॉइंट्स लिख दो, बस कीवर्ड्स लिख दो, सो दैट यू कैन रिवाइज इट.
Okay. So I think we can allow some students to ask. I hope you have time, Anjali.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we can allow some students to ask questions, and then there are some questions which are specifically addressed to me about the institute and about the tablet course. We will allow Anjali to leave later on, and then I will ask. Let us first ask the questions. You can now. I'm allowing you to ask questions to Anjali. Yes, Manu, ek do ko allow kar do.
So Rohit,
I'll take the name, and then that student unmute himself. So
I'll do it, ma'am. I'll do it, ma'am. You can be rest assured. Rohit, you have been raising your hand since long. If your question is not the same as that has already been asked, then only ask. If your question has already been answered, then please don't ask. Rohit
Nigam.
Rohit Nigam.
I have the same question that have been asked in the chat.
Okay, then Abhay Gargwanshi.
Sir, no questions. All doubts are clear.
Okay. Vrinda Rajiv Meghna. Vrinda Rajiv Meghna. Srinivita. Pranibita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Vrinda, go on, please.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask that what content did she refer for environment and geography? Because this is something that not been resolved anyhow, and I've been facing a difficulty with that, and specifically for prelims.
And for geography,
Um,
please answer.
So for environment, I faced the same problem, and geography also. I felt like geography, I was weak in geography. So I did 11th, I did many sources, and finally I relied on 11th class NCRTs, those two NCRTs for geography, and extensive map work. So this is what I did for geography. I also did Mrunal ma'am's, who there are her notes as well, but that was very limited part I did. I think 11th class, if you're very much thorough with, re-revise it 5 to 10 times, just get it in your head, memorize it, ratify it, whatever. So you can answer questions. And map work is very important in geography, because nowadays a lot of questions in prelims are being asked from maps and from Black Sea ke beech mein kitni countries and all of that. So be thorough with that. For environment, I did Vajiram Yellow book on environment, and there is Sleepy classes on YouTube. For their environment videos are also very comprehensive. I tried doing Shankar, but it is too jargon based, and I found it too boring. So I did not do that. And but you should do Shankar's last pages, where they have given कौन सा biological park कहाँ है, कौन सा park कहाँ है, and all of that comprehensive list. So because that portion also has to be referred, and baki current affairs, that is it.
If you are specifically concerned about your prelims, then we have one very good dedicated course, quality improvement program for prelims, and we have a very good teacher in geography and environment. You can rely for prelims on his notes, and there is a separate course you must be knowing about this map course. It is very short, like 4, 5, 7 days course, but you will get a good confidence on that. Right. Now,
Ankit.
next
Ankit Kumar.
Yes, Ankit.
Hello, yes, ma'am. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, ma'am. So, my question is that whenever we get low marks in our PSIR paper, we feel very frustrated and demotivated. आपके साथ भी क्या ऐसा ही होता था, ma'am?
Test paper, I think.
Yes, बिल्कुल ऐसा होता था. इनफैक्ट जब मैंने प्रीलिम्स लिखा, तब मैंने गलत कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का आंसर की देख ली. So मुझे तो लगा I did not pass only prelims, because so this much of misinformation is there, and I went to Kota, and so I wasted my 10-15 days thinking I did not pass prelims, and I was very clear कि I will never give another attempt. So I thought that I'm out of the process. So this kind of things do happen. And in PSI, also, if I used to score bad, so I used to feel double bad, because I felt like मैं तो graduation भी उसमें करा है. Still, if I'm scoring low, and वो आपके पास बहुत कम time होता है, 2.5 months ना, so you do want to score good, because it's kind of a reaffirmation given to you कि नहीं, you can face the paper. But keep on attempting as many tests, because marks improve होते जाते हैं. Starting में मैंने भी काफी low score करा, but फिर by the end of when the exams were nearing, so I started scoring well. And वो confidence पे मुझे बहुत दिया. In fact, I remember मैं Shubhranjan, I didn't used to step out, but I used to send my sister to the institute with my answer keys. So and I, whenever she used to come back, मैं उनसे इतना question पूछती, क्या बोला उन्होंने, बोला मैं पास हो जाऊंगी क्या, पक्का बोला पास हो जाऊंगी क्या. So वो हमारे बहुत low confidence पे हम work करते हैं. But Shubhranjan ma'am and everybody else who used to check papers, they used to give me enough confidence कि नहीं नहीं, your answers are good. So take that confidence also. इतना low feel मत करिए. And because actual exam एकदम different होता है, उसमें आपकी feelings भी different होती है, but उससे पहले आपको full confidence के साथ जाना चाहिए.
Now Vartika.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Tomar.
Vartika.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
Anjali. So my question is related to current affairs. I am also somebody who feels that reading newspaper isn't as fruitful, but I also fear not reading it because I feel that if I don't read the newspaper, I might miss out on something. So basically, what happens is that you read the newspaper in the morning, and by the time it's evening, it's already out of the system. Right. So I also want to rely on monthly magazines, but I fear that I don't want to miss out on anything. So I just want to ask you that were they only sufficient for you?
They were more than sufficient, and in fact I felt I have great grip on current affairs than my other college friends. Well, my other college, there were some appearing from college also, and my other friends who were reading newspaper diligently every day. And if you want, you can do Insight on India के 5 question 10 question आते हैं every day on current affairs. Sleepy classes के आते हैं and on YouTube. And Shubhranjan ma'am के भी I think they started, but I was into mains preparation that time. So every day के जो question आते हैं या weekly जो current affairs के question आते हैं, try to attempt them so that you come to know yes, you are able to answer. So that gives a good confidence.
Okay, so and one more question I have that is related to map work because map work is so important. So when you read something in current affairs, do you go back to the maps or you just do regular map work कि at least उठाकर देख लिया या current affairs से related आप maps पे जाते थे?
So I dedicated 1 hour after January to map work. तो उसमें I would do अगर जैसे current affairs में Black Sea वगैरह का agreement चल रहा है and I know मैंने दिन में पढ़ा है, तो when that hour comes when I have to do map, so I would look into map sea की Black Sea के आसपास कौन सी countries हैं, and I did past year question papers I referred for map so that I get an idea कि कौन से type के questions are getting asked for map work. And there's a good book Krishna karke come something, so that is quite extensive for map work, so that I referred. I'm not able to recall its complete name. So if you're reading it in the morning only, then you can obviously dedicate 1 hour to map work and then do it accordingly.
Brijesh.
So yeah, Ashu, I think we will take 1 or 2 more questions only, and after you want to add something, and from my side, while Anjali is concluding, I just want Anjali to just give her tips for the students preparing prelims as well as for the interview. Anything you want to tell to the students? We'll take 1 or 2 questions from the students more.
So last 2 questions, Brijesh, please.
Yeah. Yes.
Brijesh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you told that you used to make notes on note and just you need to make 2 or 3 pages of every topic. So, ma'am, can you please share some of your notes so that we can get some idea about how our notes how we are making our notes and how it is different, so that we can get some idea about it.
Yes, I can share with ma'am. It's on Evernote.
So, ma'am, just can you share the link, please?
Yes, I'll share it with ma'am and then ma'am will share it with all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
One more
Last
question.
Abhishek Pratap Singh.
Ishika, you can ask. Ishika?
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning. Please tell.
Ma'am, actually, I'm a bit confused. My optional is agriculture. So, it is not a very famous option. By famous, I mean scoring, or there are not many toppers you hear usually that they are from agriculture optional. So, should I change my optional or should I go with it? Because there is not proper guidance or proper test series and material available, but because it's my graduation subject and I'm preparing along with my graduation, so I'm bit confident also with it.
I think what's important for optional is first your interest, and second is whether you have enough material for it or not. And ये दो चीज़ important है. I'm sure UPSC does not think that it will not take people from agriculture. So that's not there. They are very fair, and it's for them what you write in the paper. They are going to score you upon that. So agar if you feel you are confident in it and you have enough matter for it, and please refer to UPSC's past year question papers on agriculture. If you can make sense of them, then there is no harm in taking agriculture also.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Content. And I think that's all, Ashutosh. And just I want to share, like, there are many students who have not read newspapers and have not given so much importance to newspapers, scored well. This includes even Anmol Sher Singh Bedi, who got second rank. He told me never read any newspaper. So don't run after newspaper, but you should know newspaper, read newspaper, not just for civil services purpose. Any educated person in India must be aware of what is happening around. Even just this much is enough. Don't do everything in your life only from the perspective of civil services. Watch TV, watch news, watch discussions. Newspaper have their role, but there is a limit to which you should invest your time in current affairs. If your foundations are clear, you can yourself analyze the current part. Yes, Ashutosh. Ashutosh Jha.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. So,
Anjali must be busy, and we should conclude the session.
yes, Anjali, many thanks for being here and helping all the students out here. It has been great, in fact. So I believe the path and the light both has been enlightened, and we must have got to know what to do to prepare for civil services exam and prepare for the first time and get it in the first time itself. Many thanks, ma'am. Many thanks, Anjali. Many thanks for all the students. Many thanks to all the students who have participated in this. I know there are many questions which are unanswered, but that is it. We have got all from Anjali.
Yeah. We got very good inputs, and I think most of the questions we could get the answer. So Ashutosh, you want to say something, or should we? Yeah.
So we'll just play a video that is there with Manu, and we'll conclude that. Yeah. So by the time Manu plays the video, I always end on a note. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना, गिरकर चढ़ना ना खरता है. आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. डुबकियां सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है, जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट कर आता है. मिलते नहीं सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में, बढ़ता दुगना उत्साह इसी हैरानी में. मुट्ठी उसकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई, देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक न सफल हो, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती.
Very well said. Actually, without efforts, without hard work, no one achieves anything. There's a lot of hard work behind each and every success. So I think, Ashutosh, there is some problem in the video, and we can you just brief it was regarding what, Ashutosh?
So there is some technical problem. I'm sorry, we could not play the video that we had prepared.
Okay, so we thank all our guests, our students, and Anjali, once again, lot of thanks to you and many congratulations, and my best wishes for your wonderful life ahead. Thank you, Anjali.
Thank you to everyone else.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think there are some questions with the students. Can you please, MP? Ashutosh, if some students have a questions, we can answer those. Let Anjali leave. Hello? Ashutosh? I think some students are still there and they have answered questions from us.
Oh, ma'am, can I ask my question?
Yes, you can ask.
Ma'am, thank you for organizing this wonderful session, ma'am. So basically, I'm into full-time preparation from July 2020. I graduated in 2020. So I started attending tests and I'm doing tests. But the thing is, I'm still not getting confidence in history, ma'am. So how do you suggest me to prepare for it for the next 5 months?
I think you need to change your attitude towards history. History is very interesting. It is very, very important to know our culture. First of all, you understand the importance of history for you. The importance of Indian history goes beyond this examination. So, you suppose you become an IFS officer, you are expected to know about your culture, and something we find it difficult when we don't find it interesting, and something is interesting to us or not is all our mental conditioning. There's so many interesting things in history, and what I suggest is you go to the question paper and see which are the portions of the history which they are focusing more. For example, they may be focusing more on philosophy part and culture part. At least you start reading, and this like till 15th Feb, you read history, even ancient, medieval, modern history, read from the textbooks. Don't read from Spectrum. When you will read from Spectrum, you will not find it interesting, but you will read from a standard textbook, NCERT, you will find it interesting. So there is nothing like that it is not interesting, or when we think history as a fact, then it is not interesting. But when you yourself should start relating it. You should also know that you are also a part of that history which India has created. So try to adapt India's culture, history. I feel if I don't like any subject, it's all my mind. It is all in my mind. If I orient my mind, okay, what was the Vijayanagar Empire, why they were known, what was the Cholas, what is the importance of their architecture. Don't focus much on their political history. You will definitely find it interesting, and you must focus, because I think the government also has a lot of focus on culture and India's history. That's an important area.
Actually, it is not like I don't have interest, ma'am, but I'm unable to score in history like other subjects.
Or in the sense mains or
No, ma'am, prelims itself, like I'm making a lot of mistakes in history.
That means you need to give a relook. You have to understand what mistakes you are making. Is it factual error? Because even history, even if it's a factual subject, there's a lot of concept into it. So revise it, feel interest, revise it, understand like why you have done the mistake. So if the mistake which you are doing, if you are doing mistake, it will not be that you are doing mistake only in history. You can do mistake in all paper. So you have to learn that your own skills and techniques.
Okay,
And more on
Hello,
preparation
ma'am.
means always
Hello,
link
ma'am.
logic with everything. Yes, and many correspondence students, they have a concern uploading the current affairs of international relations. So I'll tell you that because in 2019 Corona and all this issue 2020, the class was disrupted in the middle. So right now the batches are going on and I am revising my notes, and it is there on the website. You must have seen that I have already put some updated material, and the moment I will start my India and the world section, all correspondence students will be getting the updated material. Besides this, since many of you are in test series also, because international relations is a ever growing completely dynamic thing now. So don't worry, we are taking care of that. You will be getting the material, but there is no point I give last year's material. So I'll give you this material along with the class that is going on. Okay. Now please do provide paper 2 notes. Paper 2 notes means current notes, otherwise all paper 2 notes are there. Please provide second paper class notes of soft copy to Google Drive of Postal. Yes, let me finish. I have not yet started first second paper. The moment I will start, I will give you the recent notes, but foundation will remain always the same. So don't worry, and I know more than what you know about, like what is required to the students for the exam. Fine. So we will be doing the needful, but we are still doing Indian government and politics, and I am putting those notes there. Yes, ma'am, I have to ask a question. Yes. Who is this? Gaurav Singh, you want to ask? Yeah.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
Ma'am, this is Ashutosh Mishra. Ma'am, I have a simple question, ma'am. I am little bit confused in the choosing optional. Ma'am, I am thinking about the anthropology as well as PSIR both, ma'am. So how could I use to solve this problem?
What is your background, academic background?
Ma'am, actually what my background is from the graduation I have done from the political science as well as from political science and the medieval history and the English literature.
So you are arts. You should
Yes,
have,
ma'am.
since you are from PSIR background, you should have reason why you don't want to choose PSIR. Fine. And then why do you want to choose anthropology? Any subject is good, subject to the condition you are having good guidance and the good notes. So we do provide anthropology also. If you are you can have a look on the previous year questions and see which previous year question you are more comfortable. You already know political science little bit, so you can have a look on some basic textbooks of anthropology. If you find it interesting, go ahead with that. But whenever you go ahead, you should know, is the right kind of guidance available, notes available, and the test series will also be required, and see whether you are interested in not. Since you are a PSIR student, I don't see like why you have a question on PSIR. There are students from IIT and all medical and commerce background who take PSIR, but why this question in your mind?
Ma'am, actually, due to the syllabus, while I was having a conversation with my brother, he is also preparing for civil service examination. He told me that the syllabus of anthropology is very short as compared to the political science. So you must go with the anthropology. That's why I have a confusion between the PSIR and the anthropology. I am really keenly interested in the PSIR, ma'am, no doubt.
Syllabus of zoology has become very short. Will you take it?
No, ma'am, but actually I was having conversation with my brother.
Never go with the size of the syllabus. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
तुम अगर उस चीज को तुम्हें साल 1.5 साल पढ़ना पड़ेगा, अगर तुम्हारे अंदर इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो तुम उसको नहीं पढ़ पाओगे. We do have a very good anthropology teacher also. ठीक है? लेकिन तुमको इंटरेस्ट देखना पड़ेगा. सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं जाओ सिलेबस की लंबाई चौड़ाई से. ठीक है? इसलिए बेस्ट एक आप एंथ्रोपोलॉजी की बुक लेके देख लो. ठीक है? अगर इंटरेस्ट है, हमारे जो एंथ्रोपोलॉजी टीचर है आप उनसे भी बात कर सकते हो, वरना आपका पॉल साइंस तो बैकग्राउंड है ही, और पॉलिटिकल साइंस सब्जेक्ट है, उसका इम्पैक्ट एग्जाम से भी ज्यादा किसी के भी पर्सनालिटी पे जाता है. तुम देखोगे जिनके पास भी पॉलिटिकल साइंस है उनकी पर्सनालिटी अलग ही लगती है बजाय किसी भी सब्जेक्ट से, बिकॉज पॉलिटिकल आपको बहुत क्रिटिकली चीजों को देखना सिखा देता है. मतलब इट्स अ मास्टर साइंस, एक ओल्डेस्ट डिसिप्लिन है. तो पॉलिटिकल साइंस से केवल एग्जाम ही नहीं, तुम्हारे कंप्लीट, अगर किसी ने तुम्हें अच्छे से पढ़ाया होगा तो तुम्हारा पूरा लाइफ का आउटलुक बदल देता है ये सब्जेक्ट. तुम्हारी पर्सनालिटी, तुम्हारा बहुत चीजें बदल देता है ये सब्जेक्ट. फिर तुम्हारा जो GS2 है, एथिक्स पेपर है, ऐसे इन सब में तुमको हमेशा एक एज मिलेगा. लेकिन अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि नहीं, इट्स नॉट माय इंटरेस्ट पे जाओ. ठीक है? ऐसा थोड़ी कि सिलेबस है तो बच्चे नहीं कर रहे, बच्चे तो सभी सब्जेक्ट्स में कर रहे हैं. इंटरेस्ट देख लो एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में, आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो हमारे टीचर से आप बात कर लो, और नहीं है तो यही है. और जो कि डिसाइड करो, हर सब्जेक्ट में मेहनत करनी है, क्योंकि हर सब्जेक्ट में कंपटीशन है. तो में भी कंपटीशन होगा. सभी के पास 24 आवर्स हैं, सभी के पास यूपीएससी के लिए 3 मंथ 6 मंथ सभी के पास बराबर हैं. उसी में कोई एंथ्रो से कर रहा है, कोई ज्योग्राफी से कर रहा है, कोई पॉल साइंस से कर रहा है. ठीक है? तो मेन के अंदर चीजों को करने की कितनी जुनून जिसको कहते हैं, जिसके अंदर ऐसे दिमाग में जुनून हो गया कि भैया मुझे करना है, वो कुछ सोचता ही नहीं. वो एंड मोर वर्क यू डू, I say ना, you don't get anything without luck, but harder you work, luckier you become. और समझ लेना, शॉर्टकट्स किसी के लिए भी नहीं है, किसी की भी सक्सेसफुल इंसान के लिए शॉर्टकट्स पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. तो मेहनत सब में, बस अब डिसाइड. यस.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I am the student of postal correspondence course, ma'am. तो मैम अभी मैं बुकलेट 6 तक पहुंचा हूँ. तो मैम, would you advise to still study political science or should I switch to my prelims preparation? Because in between prelims and mains there are just 87 days left. So ma'am, what would be your advice?
पहली बात ये है, जैसे अंजलि ने भी कहा कि जस्ट देने के लिए नहीं देना है, जब भी देना है तो पास होने के लिए देना है. ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
पहले देखना है कि तुम्हारा बेसिक प्रिपरेशन हो गया कि नहीं. और ये जो एग्जाम है, केवल कितनी हमने नॉलेज गेन की उससे नहीं होता. हमारी पर्सनैलिटी एग्जाम है. जब तुम पूरा चीजें अच्छे से पढ़ते हो तो तुम्हारे अंदर एक कॉन्फिडेंस होता है. जब तुम्हारे अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस होता है, then obviously you take the right decisions even when you are solving the objective papers. तो पहला फोकस एग्जाम पे नहीं करना है. neither focus on exam nor focus on marks. You focus on developing the capacity, but that doesn't mean you take 5 years. एक साल में लोग पढ़ते हैं, आप पहले सारी चीजें पढ़ लो. और you cannot afford to leave GS and optional. आपको दोनों को लिए टाइम निकालना पड़ेगा. ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं कि वीक में 2 दिन आप पॉलिटिकल साइंस पढ़ो, 4-5 घंटे के लिए, बाकी सारा टाइम पॉलिटिकल अपना GS के लिए दे दो. तुम्हें अपना एक बनाना पड़ेगा. बट मैं किसी को नहीं कहती कि बस क्लास भी ढंग से नहीं करो, समझो भी नहीं और एग्जाम में चले जाओ और ना एग्जाम क्लियर हो ना मेंस क्लियर हो. ऐसा नहीं होता है. जो लोग, जैसे अब टीना डाबी ही है, तुम लोगों को खुद ही पता होगा ना, 12 से ही वो प्रिपरेशन कर रही थी. फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट अलग चीज है, लेकिन लोग प्रिपेयर करते हैं जब उनको एक पूरा रहता है कि हाँ, मुझे हर सब्जेक्ट का सारा एंगल, हर सिलेबस का सब कुछ पता है, तब हम एग्जाम में जाते हैं. तो ट्रायल के लिए मत जाओ. अननेसेसरी एक स्टिग्मा लग जाता है, फेल हो गए. एक बार फेल होता है इंसान, फिर उसके दिमाग में नेगेटिव थॉट्स आते हैं. वो मौका ही क्यों दो. आप प्रॉपर प्रिपरेशन के साथ एग्जाम दो.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Can I raise my question?
Yeah.
Hello. Can I go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, I'm a second year law student at National Law University Bhopal, and it's a 5-year course. So my attempt would be in 2024, but I'm still considering joining the course, the tablet course, instead of squandering my time. So, ma'am, is it a wise choice? Also, I'm considering taking PSIR instead of law because due to various factors that I've analyzed so far. So, would that be a good choice?
Yes. So first of all, since you have chosen political science over law, you have taken the right choice, because I do have a students who take law and then they are unable to manage and then they shift to political science, and your law background always will help. 5-year law degree, I think, does have even political science and these type of subjects. And second thing is, understand the most precious thing we have is our time. The time we lose, it never comes back. So if you take tablet course, you are using your time wisely, because it's not that there's a lot of things to be done. In the next year, you can go for test series. The next year, you can completely focus on your essay and on your general studies preparation. So if you do your foundational work now, you are doing a wise choice. There is no harm into that. And through our test series, I keep on providing the updated material to our students from like international relations and all. So don't worry for that. Or you will get a good grasp on the foundation. Make best use of your time. Use your time wisely. There is nothing as precious as time, because there is nothing we can buy. Time we can never buy. So if you have a time, you have decided, go ahead with that.
Hello.
Excuse
me, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes,
Good
go
morning,
ahead.
ma'am.
Who is asking?
Ma'am, Abhishek Pratap Singh.
Abhishek Pratap, yes.
Ma'am, I am a graduation student, ma'am, second year. Ma'am, should it at the right time to start the preparation?
भाई मेरे हिसाब से अच्छे काम के लिए सभी राइट टाइम होता है, ठीक है। अच्छे काम के लिए सोचना नहीं होता है कि राइट टाइम है कि रॉन्ग टाइम है। और फिर मैंने अभी इन्हीं को बताया है, टाइम एक बार चला जाता है, तुम नहीं करोगे। बहुत सारे लोग कर रहे हैं ना, टीना डाबी या ये सब लोगों ने फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में कैसे क्लियर किया, क्योंकि
फिर ग्रेजुएशन पे मैम उसका सिलेबस मैम इतना ज्यादा रहता है, प्रोफेसर वगैरह इतने मटेरियल प्रोवाइड करते हैं मैम, उसका क्या करें?
क्या सब्जेक्ट है तुम्हारा ग्रेजुएशन का?
मैम पॉल साइंस ऑनर्स।
कहाँ से? DU से है। तो अब तुम्हारे ऊपर है, अगर तुम्हें लगता है, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं लगता ग्रेजुएशन में लोग सीरियसली पढ़ते हैं या टीचर सीरियसली पढ़ाते हैं। अगर तुम्हें लग रहा है तो ग्रेजुएशन अगर तुम पॉल साइंस से अच्छा करोगे तो वो अच्छे से तुम्हारा बैकग्राउंड बन जाएगा, फिर आप थर्ड ईयर से स्टार्ट कर दो।
मैम लेकिन इतना डाइवर्स मटेरियल दे देते हैं मैम, उस पे प्रिसाइज करना कि क्या?
वो लोग देखो काम करने के लिए करते हैं। मैंने खुद DU का मटेरियल कभी देखा कि क्या हम अपने कोर्स में उसको इंक्लूड करें, उसकी कोई यूटिलिटी है? तो कोई यूटिलिटी नहीं है। वो तो बस ब्लाइंडली कोई जर्नल देखा, वहां से कट पेस्ट करके दे दिया। और ग्रेजुएशन के बच्चे उसको समझते भी होंगे, वो भी मुझे बहुत बड़ा डाउट है। ठीक है,
नहीं आता समझ में मैम, बहुत
नहीं
ज्यादा
आता ना। ऐसी चीज से क्या फायदा जिसका आउटकम नहीं हो। अगर किसी चीज का
मैम रिवाइज नहीं कर सकते, इतना रहता है।
तो इसलिए मेरे हिसाब से हम लोग भी DU से थे, और उसके बाद के भी बच्चे, बेस्ट तरीका है अपने पेपर का सिलेबस देखो, और जो ग्रेजुएशन की टेक्स्ट बुक है तुम केवल उससे पढ़ो। वो जो कंटेंट है तुम उस टीचर से पूछोगे ना, वो खुद नहीं एक्सप्लेन कर पाएगा कि ये क्या लिखा है। मैंने देखा है ना, बहुत रबिश कंटेंट है वो सब। फ्रीडम मतलब जस्ट नाम देख लिया, रॉल्स जस्टिस, और दे दिए 50 पेज।
यस मैम।
किसको दे रहे हो? एक लर्निंग होती है, एक आर्टिकल होते हैं। ग्रेजुएशन के बच्चों का लेवल अलग होता है, MA का अलग होता है, PhD का अलग होता है। तो आई डोंट थिंक कि वो कोई कंटेंट, उससे अच्छा तुम OP गौबा या जो अच्छी जो स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक है उनको तुम रिफर करोगे, तुम्हें सब्जेक्ट समझ में आएगा ज्यादा। और बहुत ये वाला कोर्स भी करोगे, तुम्हें वहां पे मदद हो जाएगी।
मैम फाउंडेशन के लिए मैम एंड्रू हैवुड और OP गौबा मैम पढ़ सकते हैं अपने सेल्फ स्टडी के लिए? कौन सी मैम ठीक रहेगी?
मुझे तो नहीं लगता कोई जरूरत है UPSC के लिए। OP गौबा और ये सारी चीजों की जरूरत तब पड़ती थी जब ऑप्शनल में भी, प्रीलिम्स जो में भी ऑप्शनल होता था। तो अभी तो कोई जरूरत नहीं है। UPSC मैं बता रही हूँ, बहुत पढ़ने से नहीं होता है, बहुत चीजें समझने से ज्यादा होता है। बहुत पढ़ने से कुछ हुआ या मैंने 50 बुक पढ़ी तो मेरा कोई फायदा होगा, ऐसा है नहीं। पढ़ने का तरीका बहुत सेलेक्टिवली, क्योंकि तुम लोगों को सबको समझना है, टाइम बहुत लिमिटेड है। तो बिना मतलब की चीजों की जरूरत नहीं है। मतलब UPSC का एग्जाम आप नॉलेज के लिए नहीं दे रहे हो। UPSC एक स्पेसिफिक एग्जाम है, स्पेसिफिक डिमांड है, स्पेसिफिक टाइप के क्वेश्चंस है और एक स्पेसिफिक टाइप का एक्सपेक्टेशंस है। तो बहुत पढ़ने से UPSC होगा ऐसे नहीं। बहुत पढ़ लेते हैं लोग, सिंपल क्वेश्चंस नहीं लिख पाते हैं, क्योंकि सोचना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। थिंकिंग प्रोसेस डेवलप करना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन रीडिंग मेनी थिंग्स। ठीक है, तो ये मत समझो कोई भी अगर सिंपल एक टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ता है तो और कंसेप्चुअली चीजों को लॉजिकली समझता है, वो ज्यादा अच्छा करेगा बजाय प्रताप भानु मेहता और ये सब पढ़े और समझे ना कुछ और ना उसको रिप्रोड्यूस कर पाए। तो ठीक है।
हेलो मैम।
Outcome, anything has to be outcome oriented, otherwise it's all waste. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Ma'am, I am a student of your test series of December test series, ma'am, 2021. So, ma'am, I'm facing one problem that while writing answers on myself, I'm able to explain the concept clearly, but in test series, ma'am, all of the key terms and concepts gets evaporated, and I'm not able to reproduce the same on the test papers. So, ma'am, any input on that? How I can manage it?
After you write the paper, just go through, या जब आपको इवैल्यूएशन के बाद मिलता है कि मैं आपने विच की कॉन्सेप्ट्स नहीं लिखे, तो नोट से पेपर के ऊपर ही मार्जिन में की कॉन्सेप्ट्स लिख लो और उसको रिवाइज करते जाओ। अब पॉलिटिकल साइंस में बार बार सिमिलर क्वेश्चंस ही रिपीट होते होंगे, तो कंटिन्यूअस प्रैक्टिस से टेस्ट सीरीज को ही, टेस्ट सीरीज के जो आंसर्स है ना उसको ही तुम बाद में अपना मेन नोट्स बना लो। जो चीज तुम बोलते हो मार्जिन्स में लिख लो, वो कीवर्ड्स जब भी खाली टाइम हो एक बार रिपीट करते रहो, तो बिना एफर्ट के भी वो चीज मेमोरी में रजिस्टर्ड होने लग जाएंगी। नोट्स को अपग्रेड करो अपने, और क्वेश्चन आंसर्स में ही, जैसे उस क्वेश्चन आंसर है रॉल सेट, डिफरेंस प्रिंसिपल है, मुझे ये लिखना चाहिए, वो अब आगे से जो एडिशनल नोट्स बनाओ वो टेस्ट सीरीज के आंसर्स में बनाओ।
अच्छा मैम, कॉन्सेप्ट तो एक्सप्लेन हो जाते हैं, वही की टर्म भूल जाता हूँ मैं।
तो वही लिख लो ना, जो देखो जो याद है, तो तुम्हारा अभी जो कैपेसिटी है, जब प्रीलिम्स तुम दोगे ना, उसके बाद जब एकदम एग्जाम सिर पे होगा तो तुम्हारी एफिशिएंसी खुद ही बढ़ जाएगी, उस समय तुम याद करने लग जाओगे। तो अपने आंसर्स में जो भी भूले थे कीवर्ड, वो आंसर कॉपी के मार्जिन्स में लिख लो। लास्ट में सिर्फ कीवर्ड्स का ही खेल रहेगा, बच्चों ने सिर्फ कीवर्ड्स के 50-60 पेजेस के आंसर बनाए, और वही जैसे वो कह रही थी ना कि लास्ट के दो घंटे का बीच में गैप होता है, ऐसे समझो तुम्हारे पास शीट होनी चाहिए कि 2 घंटे के गैप में वो चीज हम रिवाइज करें। तो अभी आंसर शीट्स के ही पे ही नोट्स बनाना चालू कर दो जो तुम मिस कर गए हो।
यस मैम, क्योंकि मैम वो कॉन्सेप्ट तो लास्ट में मतलब सुपरफ्लुअस वे में ही याद रह जाएंगे, की टर्म ही भूल जाता हूँ बार बार।
हाँ, तो वो लिख लो अपना, उसको हाईलाइट करके रखो और उसको रिवाइज करते रहो, वो आ जाएंगे।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
चीज में की कॉपी में ही नोट्स बना लेने
Excuse
चाहिए।
me, ma'am.
या
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Veena
Yes.
Singh this side. Ma'am, I want to ask that how we can handle the pressure of not knowing any answer of any question in examination or in an interview also. Basically,
it will never
how we make ourselves be calm in that situation.
Be honest. See, you have to understand, as far as interview is concerned, they are not testing how knowledgeable you are or how much information you are. Interview is a personality test. They are seeking whether you are honest, are you a man of integrity, are you egoist. When we don't know and when we try to give answer, means we are egoist. Fine. So you can humbly say, sorry sir, nobody will penalize you for lack of information, because information is infinite, but you will be penalized if you appear arrogant, if you try to misguide and manipulate the things. Fine. So in interview, when a question is asked, nobody is listening to your answer, they are listening to your body language, how you are responding, what you are doing. So anyway, don't worry for that, we will train you how to go ahead with interview. But yes, for mains, I don't think it will ever happen. If somebody does the entire course properly, it will never happen that you will not get a question. You will get a question. Nothing will be that you will be knowing something about everything. That situation is not going to arise at all.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. गौरव सिंह को बोल दे दो, बस 4-5 क्वेश्चंस लेते हैं, then we will have a class.
हेलो,
तुम्हारा वीडियो नहीं चलेगा अभी? क्यों?
इसमें शेयर नहीं हो पा रहा, इसमें वीडियो शेयर नहीं हो पा रहा।
कल से करना था। Yes. Hello. Yeah, गौरव सिंह. हाँ, you go, because maybe you require lectures to understand. You can go ahead with the tablet course. I think you should then go ahead with that, and you will not find it difficult. Pol science is not difficult. Once 2-3 months theory, you do theory patiently. Fine.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you are in the correspondence course and you are subscribing to the tablet course, you can just see if there is some discount also available.
Ma'am, actually, I think that I have started preparation and I'm going to give 2022 attempt. And GS, I thought then I should go for a full complete course of GS and foundation and PSIR both. So it will be benefit for me as well.
Yes. So you go for the class, because what happens in like economics, geography, environment, one student not cover everything on its own. It becomes difficult. And this course, you will also be availing like after this, there is a test series in general studies with the class. So after that, any upgradation can be done through test series, and your consolidation of your knowledge can happen through that. Go for the class, don't think about it. because don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Please
Good
give me a chance for only one question.
Gaurav, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I'm a tablet course student from political science. And actually, ma'am, when I took political science earlier, I was interested, but I thought that if I actually when I came to know from my friends and other sources, ki you are well known and you are not like a ma'am faculty, you are like a mentor of UPSC. According to my opinion, ma'am. So I decided, and when that moment I decided, I bought a course from Lucknow affiliate office. And that day by day, what I found, ma'am, earlier I was not able to solve the ethics question properly. But right now, I am very happy. I'm very thankful to you. Ki I can manage the ethics question very easily. I can visualize the thought. In the last lecture, you told actuality and potentiality. Actually, I am correlating with my real life, ma'am. I'm very thankful to you, and I'm very confident for my mains examination. But ma'am, in the 2020 pre-examination, I couldn't qualify. So I have fear like that examination. I'm very sure for mains, but somehow I am suffering from like a fear dilemma in the prelims, ma'am.
See, one should always see, even you should take failures also with, it's all your positive mindset. If you are ready to learn from your failures, you will develop into, you will overcome. If you, यही तो है ना कि कौन इंसान साइकोलॉजिकली कितना स्ट्रांग है. अगर आप साइकोलॉजिकली स्ट्रांग नहीं है तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में जाना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि जब हम एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में जाते हैं तो बहुत सारे लोगों की जिंदगी हमारे हाथ में होती है. तो अगर हमारी जिंदगी को हम खुद अपने हाथ में नहीं ले पा रहे हैं, अगर हम खुद उसको कंट्रोल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो हमें कोई राइट नहीं बनता कि हम बाकी लोगों की जिंदगी के साथ खेलें. अब अगर, तो हमको साइकोलॉजिकली स्ट्रांग होना पड़ेगा. हमें ये पता करना पड़ेगा ना, मोहम्मद गजनी गौरी कौन है, 17 बार आया ना, लेकिन उसने सोच रखा था कि भैया मुझे जीतना है, तो जीत के ही गया. तो यू आर नॉट डिफीटेड अनटिल अनलेस तुम खुद से मान लो कि हम डिफीटेड है और सीखो. अगर आज मैं भी यहाँ पे हूँ तो मैंने भी बहुत कुछ सीखा है, बहुत ऐसे करना चाहिए, वैसे करना चाहिए. तुम्हारे अंदर एक ऑप्टिमिज्म होना चाहिए कि हाँ मैं सीखूंगा. अब पेपर के साथ बैठो, देखो कि क्या, कहाँ मैंने गलती की, मैंने क्यों ये कंसेप्ट गलत किया, ये चीज क्यों नहीं करी, उसको तुम कम करते रहो. हमारे हाथ में क्या है, अपने हाथ में सिर्फ मेहनत करना है. और इन्होंने जैसे बताया ना, मेहनत करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. मैं तो मेहनत करो, गलतियों को समझो, एक पीयर ग्रुप बना सकते हो कि भाई ये क्यों गलत है. नेक्स्ट है प्रीलिम्स का. अगर जब भी एग्जाम दे रहे होगे, अपना एक प्रीलिम्स का एक फोकस्ड प्रोग्राम भी होता है, क्वालिटी इंप्रूवमेंट प्रोग्राम, उसके लिए तुम जा सकते हो. प्रीलिम्स में सक्सेस के लिए जरूरी है, जैसे ये शी वाज सेइंग कि हर दिन एक पेपर करो. क्वेश्चन पेपर से रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग करो. क्वेश्चन में आ गया बुद्धिज्म का एक कंसेप्ट आ गया, तो उसके पीछे का सारा पढ़ जाओ. ठीक है, ऐसा मत सोचो कि मेरा नहीं होगा. होगा, तुम चाहोगे तो होगा. मतलब मुझे ऐसे लगता है इंसान जो चाहता है, जैसा सोचता है, वो होता है उसके साथ. पॉजिटिव रहो और बी स्ट्रॉन्ग इनफ. और कोई बाहर से मोटिवेशन की जरूरत किसी को नहीं होती. हम खुद अपने दिमाग को समझा सकते हैं कि नहीं, आई कैन डू इट, ये ऐसे होता है. प्रॉब्लम को आइडेंटिफाई करो कि मेरी ये प्रॉब्लम है. फैक्ट इज माई प्रॉब्लम, कंटेंट इज माई प्रॉब्लम, अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज माई प्रॉब्लम. सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम्स, डोंट सिट एंड क्राई. उससे थोड़ी कुछ होने वाला है. प्रॉब्लम समझो, गिव योर बेस्ट. ठीक है, और ऐसा नहीं है मुश्किल नहीं होता है. क्वेश्चन भी वही होता है, आंसर भी होता है, कौन हमें याद करना होता है, सब कुछ दिया होता है. लेकिन कई लोग पेपर से डर जाते हैं. डरो मत पेपर को देख के. कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ करो. फिर से एनसीईआरटी और गहरे से पढ़ो. जो भी पढ़ो, गिव टाइम टू इट. फाउंडेशनल नॉलेज के ऊपर चले जाओ. करंट अफेयर्स पे बहुत सारे लोग टाइम वेस्ट करते हैं, उस पर उतना मत जाओ. जो वीक एरियाज हैं उसको फिर से, मतलब एक रूटीन बना लो प्रीलिम्स का. 4 घंटे कोई भी बुक पढ़नी है. प्रीलिम्स प्रिपरेशन इज एक्सटेंसिव, मेंस प्रिपरेशन इज इंटेंसिव. प्रीलिम्स मोर रीडिंग यू विल गेट, डू मच बेटर. और ये समझ लो, मुझे याद थोड़ी करना है, मुझे समझना है, क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस का और आंसर तो वहां लिखा होगा. तो डेली 4 घंटे की रीडिंग करो, किसी भी बुक को अंडरलाइन करते चले जाओ, जो भी स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक्स हैं, और पर डे क्वेश्चंस जो करेगा आज की तारीख से शुरू से 50 क्वेश्चन चालू कर दो, उसके बाद 100 क्वेश्चन उसका हो जाएगा। प्रैक्टिस की कमी रही होगी। यस, नेक्स्ट।
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम। मैम मैम मेरा नाम राजेंद्र है और मैम मैं हिंदी लिटरेचर ऑनर्स से हूँ। मैम मतलब अधिकतर देखा जाता है कि मैम यूपीएससी निकालने वाले मैम जो स्टूडेंट लेते हैं मैम वो इंग्लिश मीडियम से होता है मैम। तो क्या मैम आप थोड़ा सजेशन दे सकते हैं हिंदी मीडियम के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए?
देखो, हिंदी मीडियम और इंग्लिश मीडियम निकालने की बात नहीं है। इंग्लिश मीडियम में कंटेंट अवेलेबल है और हिंदी में अनफॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में भी हिंदी का जो डेवलपमेंट है या पेस मैच ही नहीं कर पा रहा है। कंटेंट की समस्या है। हिंदी मीडियम के अगेंस्ट कोई यूपीएससी है नहीं, लेकिन कंटेंट की कमी से ये प्रॉब्लम होती है। तो कोई कुछ नहीं है। इफ यू आर टेकिंग हिंदी, आप अपना स्ट्रॉन्ग रखिए। आप अगर हिंदी लिटरेचर ले रहे हैं आप उससे जाइए। आप अपना जीएस, नॉर्मली मैंने देखा है कि भले मीडियम हो, ऐसा नहीं होता है कि लोग इंग्लिश में नहीं समझते। आप जीएस की कोचिंग हिंदी में मत करो, क्योंकि हिंदी के जो टीचर्स होते हैं या जो भी कुछ अवेलेबल है वो उस तरीके का कमिटमेंट दिखता नहीं, क्योंकि कंपटीशन नहीं होता तो कमिटमेंट नहीं होता है। जहाँ कंपटीशन होता है वहां पे ऑब्वियसली कमिटमेंट होता है। तो अगर तुम नॉर्मल इंग्लिश भी समझते हो तो जीएस का क्लास तुम इंग्लिश में करो, टेस्ट अपने हिंदी में दो, टेस्ट हिंदी में इवैल्यूएट हो जाएंगे। और अपना ऑप्शनल तुमने डिसाइड किया होगा, अगर हिंदी लिटरेचर ले रहे हो, हिंदी लिटरेचर अच्छा ऑप्शनल है।
यस मैम।
कोई यूपीएससी और आगे आने वाले टाइम में अगर हम इस गवर्नमेंट का पर्सपेक्टिव समझें तो हिंदी वाला डिसएडवांटेज रहेगा नहीं। और वर्नाकुलर्स, अगर हम न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी भी देखें तो वर्नाकुलर्स हिंदी को, बट कंटेंट की कमी है। कंटेंट बट चक्कर क्या है ना, ये तो कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम है। बाकी ग्रेजुएशन के एग्जाम्स कॉम्पिटेटिव नहीं है तो चीजें चलती है, लेकिन यहाँ पे कंपैरेटिव परफॉर्मेंस हो जाता है, कोई हमसे बेहतर परफॉर्म कर जाता है। तो आप जीएस का कोर्स लीजिए, इंग्लिश में ही लीजिए, क्योंकि आपको क्वालिटी ऑफ टीचिंग, कंटेंट दोनों ज्यादा अच्छा मिलेगा। लेकिन हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट से आपको ये कोऑपरेशन मिलेगा कि आपका इवैल्यूएशन जो है वो आपके अपने मीडियम में कर दिया जाए। आगे हमारा प्लान है, बट अभी उतना हो नहीं पा रहा है कि हम लोग उसको हिंदी में कन्वर्ट कर पाए। लेकिन जिस लैंग्वेज में आप एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकते वो आप मत लो। जैसे मैं एज अ पर्सन, जब हम लोग एग्जाम दे रहे थे उस समय पॉलिटिकल साइंस या इसमें कुछ कोई टीचिंग नहीं थी, कुछ नहीं थी, लेकिन मुझे था कि नहीं, मुझे पॉलिटिकल साइंस बहुत पसंद है, मैं कुछ बनूं नहीं बनूं, मैं अपना सब्जेक्ट नहीं छोड़ूंगी। तो ऐसे ही तुम्हें अपने में कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए, भाई मैं आईएएस बनूं नहीं बनूं, मैं अपना ये नहीं छोड़ने वाला हूँ। किसी चीज को इतनी भाव मत दो। तुम्हारा खुद का जो मेन है ना, जिसमें तुम्हें इंटरेस्ट आता है, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट भाव तुम उसी को दो। और इस तरीके से प्लान आउट करके कर सकते हो। थोड़ा बहुत इंग्लिश भी आप समझ सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। जिसकी इच्छा होती है उसके लिए कोई रुकावट नहीं होती है। टेक्निकल वर्ड है, आप ट्रांसलेट कर ही सकते हैं। और जितना टैलेंट होता है ना उतना हमको अच्छा लगता है, मतलब कि यू फील, अपने ऊपर गर्व होता है कि हमने कितनी मुश्किल से आगे चले गए। ये भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी समझो। जिसने ठान लिया वो नहीं हारता है, वो आगे बढ़ता ही है। मेरी लाइफ में ऐसा कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं है जिसने अपना मन स्ट्रॉन्ग, अगर जो लोग हारे हैं they have fall only because they lacked will power, not because they lacked knowledge. So will power strong कर लो अपने आप में। अपनी हिस्ट्री कल्चर में इतने सारे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, लोग हार के भी जीत जाते हैं। ठीक है, और यही मजा है। मतलब लाइफ इसी को लाइफ कहते हैं। चीजें आसानी से आ गई तो उस लाइफ का कोई मजा ही नहीं है। जब आप स्ट्रगल करके आते हैं तो वो लाइफ ही अलग होती है। स्ट्रगल करो और स्ट्रगल को एंजॉय करो। इनफैक्ट जब स्ट्रगल को एंजॉय करोगे, आउटकम तुम्हें लगेगा कि तो कुछ नहीं है, नई स्ट्रगल पे चलते हैं। यस, और कोई क्वेश्चन? एक दो और।
हेलो मैम।
हाँ
हेलो।
या कौन बोल रहा है?
हेलो।
Hello, yeah.
Are you able to? Yeah, are you able to hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I am able to hear. I think.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, one question, ma'am. I am a student of PSIR test series December, but ma'am, I am just able to give 1 or 2 tests, and ma'am, prelims is also approaching, and I have to do some value addition in mains also. So, ma'am, my question is that how am I able to do all these things, and what should be the priority of mine this time? Ma'am, 2021, ma'am.
2021 UPSC?
Yeah, ma'am.
हाँ, तो तुम्हें वैल्यू एडिशन करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. तुम अपनी सिचुएशन के हिसाब से स्ट्रेटेजी बनाओ. अगर तुम्हें लग रहा है कि नहीं मुझे जीएस पे ज्यादा ध्यान देना है, पॉल साइंस पे मैं ज्यादा नहीं दे सकता हूँ, तो टेस्ट जो तुम्हारे छूट गए हैं कोई बात नहीं है. जो अभी का टेस्ट हो रहा है या स्टार्ट कर दो. दिन भर में 1 घंटा तो निकाल सकते हो. तुम जो क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है उसको तुम पढ़ लो, उसके तुम की नोट्स बना के उसको तुम लिख लो. ठीक है, कोई वैल्यू एडिशन ये सब तुम्हें अपने से नहीं करना है, वो सब हम करके देंगे. अभी कोर्स को समाप्त करो, और नहीं भी हो रहा है टेस्ट तो अभी उसको बैक बर्नर पे डालो. प्रीलिम्स जैसे ही खत्म हो 15 दिन डेडिकेटेड दे देना, उसमें अपना रिवीजन भी कर लेना, बाकी टेस्ट भी दे देना. तुम प्रायोरिटाइज करो. सिचुएशन तुम खुद समझ सकते हो कि अगर मैं अभी मैनेज कर सकता हूँ तो मैनेज कर लो, नहीं कर सकते हो मत करो. प्रीलिम्स होगा, प्रीलिम्स के बाद 15 से 20 दिन डेडिकेटेड ऑप्शनल दे देना, कुछ सोचना ही नहीं और खत्म कर लेना.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
ठीक है. सो शेषम कुमार, you want to ask?
Yes, ma'am.
The last question I'll pose. I have a class. Yeah.
Am I audible to ma'am?
You are audible. You are visible also.
Okay, ma'am. Just one question. I am a postal correspondent student, ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, I am attempting some assignments in Google Drive. You have given access to your Google Drive, ma'am. Is there any facility to evaluate that assignments and any test series? Is there any course like that in that way?
Test series.
Test series and in the assignments are there, no, ma'am? For each and every topic they have.
Then you will go for test series. You will get these things. So already you have subscribed to the material. So you can look for the discount to the test series you will get, and that will be in the test series.
Is it better to take test series or any tablet course, ma'am? For I mean, I have just started the preparation.
The tablet course is, if you want, you have already taken the material. If on the basis of material you find difficult to understand, you can switch to the tablet course.
I am able to understanding, ma'am, but I am writing the test. I am not able to realize that whether I am understanding in the right path or some.
So when you write the test, if you are in test series, you will write the test, you will get the comment, then you will understand.
Okay, ma'am. I mean, I have seen the test series module. I think it's a group of topics, but I need like that. I am preparing today. I have prepared Plato, and I have written the assignment on Plato.
Much extensive is not possible because
in tablet course. In tablet course, it is possible, ma'am.
No, that's not possible because one question, the syllabus is very big. We cannot do test topic wise. Even if we take 2 years, it won't be completed.
Okay.
Fine. So you finish your thought and then give your test.
Okay.
There are 2 tests on thought. Fine.
Okay.
It won't happen like that, or wo possible nahi hai. It will not work out in that manner.
Okay, ma'am. Then I will go for test series.
Go for the test series, and in case you feel after writing the test and the feedback you get, if you feel no, you have not understood anything, we are flexible enough to switch you to different courses. We can make adjustments in the fees accordingly. Okay.
Thank you.
So I think that's all for today. There is 2-3 questions. Some Shesham I have answered. Shesham Naveen. This is V. Who is this? Brinda Meghna. Yes, Rajiv, Meghna, my last question. Last question. Rajiv, shall we prepare for GS? Of course, yes, you have to prepare parallelly. If this year, whichever year you have to prepare parallelly, and there's a lot of things which are common between GS and political science. One complements the other. Fine. So political science is such an interdisciplinary subject. If you know something in economy, you know something in environment, society, history, that's all organically linked. You should go side by side, you should go parallel preparation. So I think that's all for today, and it was nice talking to you. We will find some other day also to again interact with all of you. Thank you all of you, and my best for your preparation, and we are there to address your concerns. Fine. Thank you.